Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. First and foremost, I would like to welcome everybody to Laredo College. My name is Rosemary Agüero. I am the Title III Advisement Coordinator for the LEAPS grant. Before we begin, we would like to acknowledge our board members, Ms. Jackie Levin Ramos and Mr. Jorge J.D. Delgado.
I would also like to introduce, of course, Congressman Cuellar, Dr. Ricardo Solis, our president, and Dr. Nora Garza, our vice president for research development.
We have some great and exciting news to share with everybody today. I will pass on over the mic to Dr. Ricardo Solis, our college president, so that he may address the group.
Good morning, everybody. Muy buenos días. It is great to be here. And again, for the year 2019, Laredo College continues accomplishing and being able to and succeeding not only for the community, but most importantly for our students. And today's event, of course, is one that celebrates the obtention of some very unique grants that are very valuable, especially in today's demands in transforming our economy with science and technology. We're very fortunate, of course, that we have an incredible visionary congressman that continues batting 100% with home runs, with everything that we need when it comes to what's best for our economy, what's best for our students. Most importantly, we are also very fortunate that our congressman understands the demands of industry due to our geographic location, and of course, more importantly, the future that has for the Laredo region. Today's grants, of course, close to $500,000. It's one that's taken quite a bit of time to be able to attain that, but it's one that we're very grateful for Congressman Henry Cuellar and being able to making this possible for us. Without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to the one who wrote the grants, Dr. Nora Garza.
Thank you, Dr. We're very excited about this funding, and the Congressman will share more about both of the grants that we have gotten, one from the Department of Ed, one from the Department of Agriculture. But before I continue, I want to emphasize that the LEAPS grant is a $6 million grant. It's already in its third year, and it is preparing students for STEM. And our students in Laredo College have done incredibly well. One of the components of that grant, and that's why I want to make sure that I don't forget, is that we are also paying some of our faculty members to go under professional development to complete their PhD, their doctorate in STEM, because they are the ones that are going to help our students do even better, and they will also experience what it is for a while again to start working on a degree. So we're very excited this morning, and I know he has to leave for an exam. I hope he's still here. Mr. Manuel Gonzalez, he's a nursing instructor. Is he still here? He will be completing, or has completed already, a doctorate in nursing from Wilkes University. And we're very excited that grant, the LEAPS grant, could support his work. Also, one of the other grants, the supplement to the Department of Ed, is from the Department of Ed, and it's also an extension to the LEAPS grant, and it is a supplement for $150,000. And Dr. Gunatilaki from TAMIU is going to be taking the reins of that. Dr. Gunatilaki, would you please stand and we'll let you Dr. Gunatilaki works hand in hand with us all the time. Whenever we need something, whenever they need something, and I knew that he had an exceptional mathematics degree to certification, and so what we did was we said, let's put in that amount of money for scholarships for students. So about 7 students that are from Laredo College that have graduated will transfer to or already transferred to TAMIU. They're going to get a degree in math, and become teachers, so that the students coming up do even better. So we're very excited to have everybody. If you have not gone to our symposium exhibition, we have the judging right now in De La Garza 101. That's why we're not over there, and we're not in the Falcon Room for that same reason, because Monday we have the symposium, and it's open to everyone. But we write the grants, we submit them, but we definitely need our legislators to help us with the appropriations, the money that's there for us to apply for grants. And we know, we know for a fact that Dr. Henry Cuellar has been a strong advocate for not only our students, not only Hispanic students, but for all students, and especially those in South Texas. So without further ado, let me introduce a very well-known figure, Dr. Henry Cuellar.
I want to thank Nora, because again, look, grants are not easy to get. You have to have a good application. It takes a lot of work, and I always say if you can just put it in Spanish, put it in English, plain English, and one pager would be a lot easier, but it's nothing like that. So it takes a lot of work. So Nora, to you and your team, also, I just want to say thank you so much. Dr. Solis, thank you. I was in Washington, as you know. Next week we got a couple things to do. I think it's called pass the trade agreement, pass the appropriation, so there's no government shutdown, and then there's other thing called impeachment also that we'll be looking. So next week will be an interesting week. But this week we were sitting down with Homeland talking about a DHS campus. And we were talking about Dr. Solis at LC about the possibility partnership about doing aviation mechanics or even pilots, because as you know, even Homeland, they're missing mechanics. They don't have enough mechanics. In fact, their assets here, their helicopters, the planes have to go to San Antonio. Why can they not be done here with the work that y'all be doing? Or even pilots also. They're short in pilots also. So there are a lot of possibilities that Laredo College, through the leadership of Jack and Jorge and all of y'all, Dr. Solis, and I just want to say thank you, because I was just bragging about Laredo College yesterday morning. So again, thank you for taking that, and I think it's going to provide a very different dimension for our students and for the job creation that we're going to have here in Laredo. I sit on appropriations. I sit in 3 committees: Homeland Approps, and then I sit on Defense Approps, and I also sit on the Ag Approps. Ag Approps is important because one of the grants here comes from USDA. We have that jurisdiction. What we're doing in appropriations, and that will be revealed, I think on Saturday, tomorrow, we'll see the final, but I have a very good idea, is you're going to see more money to be put in education and healthcare. Money for USDA also. So that means this type of grants should have more money. And if there's more money, then this provides Laredo College and other institutions the opportunity to apply for there. One of the things I did also is I went through the appropriations a couple years ago. And as you know, you have the historically backed black colleges. Some members years ago went down and they added black colleges, you're going to work and get money from here, and you're going to work and you're going to get money here and all this. What I did is I went through every single appropriations, including Homeland and especially Ag and this one, and say add Hispanic serving institutions also. Because even the military has a lot of money that's available for Hispanic serving institutions. I know there's somebody from TAMU, and that's, we have a grant to announce also. But we wanted to make sure that institutions like Laredo College were able to get this money through what we call a funding for Hispanic serving institutions also. We also were able, and I say this because my district is mainly Hispanic. I think Laredo is 96 point something Hispanic according to the U.S. Census. So we gotta make sure we have the same institution. The same type of opportunities. The National Science Foundation for many years only had the black colleges and tribal, but they won't put Hispanic in there. And I kept asking why not. Well, it's complicated because you got Mexican Americans, Cubans, etc., etc. I said, listen, we can do this. So we now have money there for Hispanic serving institutions at the National Science Foundation. Now, why am I mentioning all this is because there are literally billions of dollars that are available for Hispanic serving institutions. And when you have an institution like Laredo College that knows how to put the application, is very aggressive to get those dollars, that means there'll be more money. And I will tell you, I'm going to brag about Nora here. Nora here, sorry, I call her Nora.
It's fine.
Call me Henry. She comes in. I can say your team here does a heck of a job. So Dr. Solis, to you and the board members, I just want to say thank you for the work. I really don't want to go much into this because you did a good job. I can go into, but $275,000 from the USDA National Institute of Food and Agricultural Hispanic Serving Institution Education Grant Program. That money will be used as, and I'll let you finish this. I have this, but I'd rather hear it from you. And then the other one is that continuation that we were talking about, $150,000 for the STEM, and we heard a little bit about it. Those two grants are important not only because of the service they provide and the opportunities they provide, not only for the students, but for the professors also out there also. But this also says that once you put a track record, then you can get more money in the future and continue doing this. And I will say, Laredo College has the track record because of the administration, the school board of trustees, the faculty, and the students are hard-working students. And I'll say that because I used to be a student here many years ago. This is the first degree that I got here at the Laredo Junior College at that time. And I just have to say I'm a big believer in the college. I'm a big believer in the leadership that Dr. Solis and the board has, because they're trying to make life better for our community. And the way we make life better for our community is to make sure that the young folks here get the education that they deserve and the opportunity. So to all of y'all, thank you so much and congratulations on that.
Right now we will proceed to the checks, but Congressman Cuellar mentioned the set-asides for Hispanic serving institutions, which they always had for the HBCUs, the historically black colleges, the teacup, which is the tribal.
Right.
They have for the Pacific Islanders, but they didn't have for Hispanics. And even though it's not a lot of money compared to the rest of the money, it is the open door.
That's right.
So we went for the PI conference in DC earlier in November, and not only did we sit with the Hispanic Serving Institutions program at NSF, then all the other different programs were there, and we got to talk to the program officers. So now we're not only going to apply for the Hispanic serving money, we're going to apply for this money and that money and that money.
Right.
And the same thing is happening at USDA. So without further ado, Dr. Solis?
Yes, and just one final remarks. Congressman made some very important points when he talked about track record, and especially in the field, the STEM field, the science, technology, engineering, math. Those fields are extremely challenging, but the best part of it, they're not only challenging, but they are high demand, high wage fields. And he mentioned about track record, and he was very accurate about that. It's taken a while for Laredo to achieve that status, and in the past few years we have definitely attained that, especially in our passing records, in our accreditation records, in our job placement records, and most importantly in our rankings. And now, I think as all of you know, Laredo, again, for the third year, we are ranked, just as an example, ranked #1 amongst institutions in Texas in the nursing field. And ADM programs, we're ranked #1. That's a magnanimous achievement for a college of this size and here on the border. It demonstrates that the Hispanic community, where we're located, especially our demographics, that we in Laredo, our students, they are extremely prepared. They can be able to go beyond what is necessary to meet the needs of this high-demand field in sciences and technology. That's why we are very excited, because Laredo College will continue in exceeding and in preparing our students to be able to go beyond, because there's so much demand in that field. And that is one that we will continue pursuing for our students. And of course, the facts are there, the results are there, and we have been very successful, all of us, not only the college, but most importantly, the students, because we have demonstrated that we can deliver, and our students will continue either in going into the workforce in the high demand fields, or better yet, go into the high research fields at any university. With that said, Congressman, do you have any final remarks?
Well, you know, y'all got the cybersecurity, and one of the things, just to add this, when they do audits, remember the accreditation, they can find any little thing. Do we have any auditors in does anybody?
They're all missing.
They're all busy, but you know, the auditors can find anything. And when they came here and did the accreditation, nothing. It's an amazing, and this is one thing that I think we need to talk about as we do the application. Say, hey, there's no other college, I think, that has ever got
1% only of the
1% in the country, which is pretty amazing. So this is going to help us get more money.
Yes, sir.
Again, to the board members, thank you so much.
We'll take some first pictures, but then the second picture, I want some of the students, the research mentors that are here, some of our staff members to please come and also be taking a picture with us.
Where will Dr. North run?
Let us know what you want.
I guess in front.
Yeah.
We can just hold it.
We can just hold
Yeah,
them.
don't worry about it. We'll hold
Okay,
it.
we'll hold it. Okay, I guess we'll do two, right? Dr. Solis? Dr. Solis and board members? One first and then the other? One first? Yeah, so I can send it to our program officers. Yeah, Congressman.
No. I'm a bookend. This is yours. This is actually yours.
There we go. There we get the
Yeah.
All right.
Are we
So
here
we'll get
first?
the two.
All right, the two trustees that
Are we
support.
here? Ready? 1, 2, 3. There you go.
Over here, please, in the middle.
Gracias.
Over here in the middle, please.
One more here.
One right here, please.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
¿Tiene por favor?
Shall we get the other check?
Are we here?
Yeah, up there.
1, 2.
Here in the middle, please. Very
So
good.
can we hear from the students?
The
and,
students, can you
I
come
wanna
up?
hear-
So you say- We have students, and we have 49 posters hanging in De La Garza 101 from 102 students doing research projects. We have 24 faculty members that are working with their students, and then we have research mentors. So maybe we can take it, both checks, and then all the students and the mentors behind us. Aaron, everybody. Grab the checks, grab the checks. Both of them, yeah. All these students are mentors. Some of them are already, have done research, like Sonia here. She went last year to Syracuse University. She did some research and then she presented in Washington, D.C.
We can have someone beside us.
And in Florida,
Get
too.
everyone closer, please.
Everybody, Gabe is here,
You can't see
Rosemary.
the camera. The camera can't see you. Can you
Stella, you need to be over here too. Stella,
We can have
over
more on
here.
this side.
Stella. Okay, one more. Stella. Stella's our, Stella's one of our outreach specialists with a LEAPS grant. No, we're right here. See the
Do I go that side or? If we can get everyone a little bit closer.
Jerry, you need to be over here too, Jerry.
He can do a split.
Jerry's also works with the LEAPS program, and he's also Jose. Well, Jose is AP, but that's okay. Jose, you can take a picture. Sarita,
Okay, let's take
advisors.
it. We're never gonna end.
Over here. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Over here in the middle.
Aquí, por favor. Un momento más. Gracias.
Una aquí, por favor. 1, 2, 3.
Por favor, de este lado.
Very good.
One more, and can you scoot a little bit closer? Everybody. Now, 3, 2, 1.
Thank you, guys.
Can't take it to the bank, unfortunately.
Yeah, print off.
I don't know if it should help you.